talk, say time, no day aside, oh. Say for our world, they quick, they dark, yo. And I go love her till I die, go. But our hearts don't turn to stone.
Right? My name is Oludare Adedoto. But you can say Olu sometimes. Some say Olu, some say Idris, some say, you know. But if a name, sir, Abajo, if a name is Eshupofu, how do you shorten it? I've been looking for answers, and I guess I will find that answer here today. You know, Eshupofu, you know. I've been looking for answers, so I've not gotten it. So, I want us to begin this event, and you know, other things will come in the course. I guess we have a DJ. Is it a DJ or I heard the sound the other time? DJ. Who played that sound track? I heard it. At the back, okay. So, I think we should start this event. Let's begin by committing it into the hands of God Almighty. Dr. Adesile, who is going to lead us in the opening prayer? Upon us. All right. Let me invite, since we have the chairman there, let me invite the head of service of Ogun State, Mr. Kendi Olosoya, who is ably represented at this event by the Permanent Secretary, Bureau of Public Service Reforms, Mr. Jola Oyineye, MNI. All right, let's invite the former general manager of the State Print Corps and the current energetic, dynamic, visionary, elderly Baba Ijo of St. John's Anglican Church, Ibe, Chief Shoyoye. Ẹ bá mi pàtàkì fún Baba Ijo. Ẹ ṣé bàbá. Ọjọ́ àdálẹ́sà. Bàbá tá bá ti ṣe tán bí. Igbó oníṣà, sorry, àfi Akélà lọ, igbó ẹni ká wọ ọgbó rẹ̀. Ìyá dáadáa ni wọ́n, abiyamọ tòótọ́ ni wọ́n. Ó yẹ kàtẹ́wọ́ ẹ ti máa lọ bẹ́yẹn. Ìyá tó ṣọlọ́kọ̀ celebrant wá sáyé. Ìyá tó máa jẹun ọmọ dọjọ́ alẹ́. Ìyá tínú ẹ̀ máa dùn kalẹ̀. Ìyá láyọ̀. Ìyá àrídùnnú. Ìyá àánú, ìyá ire. Ẹ bá mi gbé mọ́mì wá. Ẹ bá mi gbé mọ́mì wá. Mrs. Adesile, the mother of the celebrant. Mommy, Rama masi fún wa, mama o. Olúwa dá màmá sí fún wa, mọ́mì. Ẹ̀rí, grandma tún mọ́ dání. Ẹ̀tí mọ́ ẹ̀yìn abiyamọ tòótọ́. That's why when you have, couples, and they travel out, and the wife gives birth, they will not invite the father to come abroad and take care of the child or something. Ìyá náà máa pè wá yẹ ẹ lọ. Mọ́mí àti báyìí ṣe visa ẹ lọ. Ẹ máa bọ̀. Bàbá wà nílé. Bàbá tó sanwó school. Bàbá tó sanwó school. Á wà nílé, á wà ní òtútù, á ti gbé yà lọ sí abroad. Mọ́mí, ọjọ́ yẹn á dalẹ́ wà. Ẹ káàbọ̀ wá. Professor Abayomi Arigbagbo, who is here represented by Mrs. Olatunji, Director. director at the ministry. Okay, most of 1 million. Now, Doctor, please permit me. I have a gift for the director at the end of this event. Yes. Birthday to you. Let's be all started. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Where is the wife? Come on, my phone, follow me. Let's go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Pastor Tosin. To you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Many happy returns of the day. And prosperity. Hip, 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 hooray! Hip, 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 hooray! All right, 5 hearty cheers. Hip, 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 hooray! One hearty cheer to Daddy Adesile. Hip, 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 hooray! 2 hearty cheers to the husband of the most beautiful woman after my wife in the world. Hip, 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 hooray! Hip, 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 hooray! Hip, hip, and hip, hooray! Thank you very much. We'll do toast later. Let's have our seats. Thank you very much.
Happy 40 shares to you once more. And of course, congratulations on the success of your book, Fortified with Grace. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Youth Council. I remember when I wanted to join the Youth Council around here. I don't want to say what happened. Can I say join?
I'm trying to put the body in my life. So, just very briefly, is to also celebrate the man I call a friend and brother, Dr. Tosin. I don't want to go into the conversation of his surname, how to pronounce it, but I will fail. So, yeah, I've known him for a while. Just very briefly, is to also celebrate the man I call a friend and brother, Dr. Tosin. I don't want to go into the conversation of his surname, how to pronounce it, but I will fail. So, yeah, I've known him for a while, and his determination, resilience, I think these are keywords that defines him. He's a brave man. He's not afraid to take risk. These are virtues that our current generation needs to thrive in a fairly unbalanced world, in a world where you do not even know the trajectory in which your life will go. So I believe this book can serve as a manual, as a guidance, and as a compass for young people, and even people in their mid ages also can read and draw a lot of lessons, life lessons from. And I am happy to be here. And once again, I congratulate Dr. Tosin for putting this together. Thank you very much.
The HOS speech. But please, Mr. Chairman, permit me to invite for our mother's short remark. I'm sure it's not going to be up to 2 minutes. He's my classmate. he's going to tell everybody that this guy is not 21. Our father is known with a banner. And the person I'm about to call is the CEO of Father Boy. Is CEO of Father Boy. And he's of Father Boy himself. Okay. So, Mr. Toby Fletcher. Where's your father when you bring? You know, you can't just come and where's your if you don't touch your father, say,
Good afternoon, everybody. Standing as the protocols, I'm really honored to be here, not just as a friend to the celebrant, as how do I say it? We went to the same secondary school, and that's where the foundation of all this started. Adesile, thank you for making it here today. And a lot of times I've had engagements with my brother here, and he makes me see life beyond selling of father rice. A lot of times he calls me, tells me things, he invites me. When he was still seated in Unilag, he brings me on board on different engagements, and he speaks to me about a lot of things that I really don't reckon with, a lot of things that I might have skipped with time due to the different things that I do, and I'm really happy today to be here. I told him I have a lot of events in Lagos. I have the Lishabi Festival, but I told him that I didn't come for all that. I'll make sure I come here first to honor this and make sure that this goes well. We'll be doing our part as a father boy. We're going to support this project, and it's family to me. And the only thing I want to do here, if you all permit me, is to sing Glory Okay. I don't know if you've done it. And I'm singing Glory Okay because today I'm a father boy. I'm also the president of the Professional Food Service Providers of Nigeria, where all the caterers and chefs are under. And what I've done differently, the thing that I'm doing today started right there in Abeokuta Grammar School. All the suspensions I had in Abeokuta Grammar School was because I was cooking. As a border, it is contraband, it is illegal to cook. But all those things that I was doing then, I didn't know that today, that is what will be feeding thousands of people. And for the past 18 years, what I've done has always been to cook. I've cooked for millions of people for over 18 years. And personally, I'm going to buy a lot of the books so that we can also give back to Abeokuta Grammar School. We need to put a lot in their library to see what one of our products has done. He's a doctor now. He's a doctor. The doctor has said, Olofar. And a lot of times I've been reached out to get the honorary doctorate degree. I know a lot of people like it, they acknowledge it, but to me, it is beyond honorary. You need to put in the effort, and that is why I respect you today for putting in the effort. Our own generation, we prioritize money than education. We prioritize gains than effort, and you've made us understand that you can have both simultaneously. And because of you, because of what you've done today, I say thank you. Thank you for being the frontier in consistently changing the narrative. You are always, at the forefront of making things happen professionally and the way it's supposed to be done. And I say, well done, sir. Kudos to you, and thank you everybody for making it out here. I'm sorry, I just had to quickly come up with this. Thank you again, once again, Daddy. My Lori, okay. Let me quickly sing it before I go. Please, just permit me. Lórí òkè àti pẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀, ibẹ̀ la gbé bí mi sí o, ibẹ̀ la gbé tọ́ mi dàgbà o, ilẹ̀ òmìnira. èmi ò fàbẹ́ òkúta ṣògo wọ́n dúró lórí Olúmọ máa yọ̀ lórúkọ Ẹ̀gbá o èmi ọmọ Lísàbí máa yọ̀ o lórí Olúmọ máa yọ̀ o lórí Olúmọ. Abẹ́òkúta ìlú Ẹ̀gbá n kò ní gbàgbé rẹ wọ́n gbé ọ lékè ọkàn mi ní ìlú odò Ọya. Èmi ò f'Abẹ́òkúta ṣògo wọ́n dúró lórí Olúmọ máa yọ̀ lórúkọ Ẹ̀gbá o èmi ọmọ Lísàbí. Everybody one more time. Máa yọ̀ o lórí Olúmọ máa yọ̀ o lórí Olúmọ. Thank you, everybody. I remember that this same man that is seated beside me at a time, the whole governor wrote on complimentary things. He took the file back to him. I'm not a civilian governor. Says, you can't write this to me. Yes. That's the man. Please, your hands together for Chief Olatidoye. Where is that? Tabari won't call it dog, but I enjoy service. It's not because of anything that you will do to you, but just the respect, the protocol that you give to the fathers, the forebears of the Ogun State Public Service. It's a pleasure sitting right by you, sir. Sir. So it's good to also speak last because I heard so many things. The Ofada boy just left. When he sang Lori Oke, you know, from Abeokuta, we are proud of that heritage that we have. But there's some part of that song that maybe we don't know. They said Ile Omenira. Do you know what that means? Abeokuta was never conquered, was never brought under the military, under this European authority. They came to sign path of friendship. Abeokuta was never subjugated. No colonization. So, and when you talk of first, he started talking about first. It is a first. When Ogun State was preparing for the 50th anniversary, we were planning to have, but for time, award. But because first too many people. And even till today, many people. And we came to areas where we think we can even help, especially Ogun State now, make it look good, to encourage the youth. We went to internet personalities and we started seeing all of them from Ogun State. I'm sure you know that that boy, Brashagi, I hope you know he's from here. That other boy, you are doing well. You know he's from Ogun State. So many of them. And this that chess player that will put his cap like this today, you know he's from here. And the youngest of them that we just recently, who is a Guinness World Record holder, this what's his name again, Kuforiji, that the one that sued Agbada with needle and for the longest hours in the history of the world. Also from here. There are so many things, and let me just tell you, we have the highest number of industries in West Africa, here in Ogun State. You can't mention it all, just too much. I pray that many more things like that will come. And I say that, I dare say that what is happening here today, that Tosin, Dr. Tosin has invited us to, is one of the foundation of such great things that we started to count. You know,
The bridge between the future and where we are today is the documentation that people will put down, and will be able to read and say, so it happened. Whether you are talking about yourself, or you are talking about somebody else, or you are talking about an institution, or you are talking about even the nation itself, the fact that you dare to document before they come to you. Now we are at it too. You are somehow around number 5 as to who is enjoying the certificate. Because if you are able to spend all your salary yourself, raise your hand. If you ever spend all your salary, if you spend 50%, raise your hand. You cannot. It's not possible. So you will see that you are down there at number 5 in terms of who is benefiting from the certificate. We are doing it for the nation. And like I want to say, Dr. Tosin, you are doing this for the nation. And of course, maybe I want to allow us in terms of beneficiary of the certificate. Grandma and granddad, they are the ones who pay the school fees, so, but they are down there. You hardly will spend 200,000 on them in a particular month. Because you want to now. We'll come and greet you again. So they are the ones who actually pay the school fees. So I just want to encourage us, especially looking at what Dr. Adesile has done today, that we are doing this for our nation. Today, you don't know the size of Nigeria. If Nigeria has so many oppositions and problems, it's because we are good. It's because of the way people carry our names. Let me tell you something, Nigeria is not a small nation. We will be seeing our problems and say, this, that. Yes, Nigeria is not a small nation. People, even the white men, are envious of the great thing that God has done for Nigeria. Not only in terms of people, that is plenteous and all, but also in terms of resources. I'm sure you know that the rain that you complain about is part of the natural resources that you're enjoying. In 2014, I was in Jerusalem, and on the 24th of December, we were checking into one particular hotel, and the staff of the hotel were helping us to pack our bags. And then rain started to drizzle. I did not say fall heavily, I said drizzle. And the staff stopped packing things for us. They were dancing up and down. Say, what happened now? Come and help us now. They say, it's raining. He said, wonderful. He said, it's a miracle. What is miracle? They said it was the first rain of the year, 24th of December. 24th of December, 6 or 7 days to go. First rain of the year. So the rain that you push away here, and say, can Nigeria survive without rain? Then the sun is one of the natural resources. In Nigeria cannot survive well in Austria, because there may not be sun for months. And today, some of us are using solar. I've been using mine since 2020. And we are still using it. We are just taking it for free. Hey, God has done well for Nigeria. And I think we need to appreciate that. I'm proud that I'm a Nigerian. I'm proud that God has created me here. It is not because of any other thing, because the things that other people are looking for, I don't need to go to this, to some bats. What others are looking for, they are here. My color is fine. It's beautiful. And so, all the people I'm seeing in this hall, wonderful people, beautiful. And I encourage you, please, remember what you're going to do for Nigeria because of these young ones who are coming behind us. It's just that we need to be here. That's why we are here. We encourage you with this, and we pray that more will come your way in Jesus' name. Thank you so much, and God bless you, boss.
Thank you very much. It is not out of place to say that ìwé ìròyìn house làwà yìí Kaku ní àbẹ́tẹ̀ àwọn oníròyìn Kaku ní, because you have talked about the head of service, you talked about the journalists that are here and the media that Dr. Adesile belongs to. So they said that journalists, sir. It's the chairman, journalists. were present when God was creating the world. That's what they said. So they said if journalists were not present, how will we know what God did? How will we know what God did on the 7th day or the 12th day or all those things? So if you love journalists or you have journalists as a friend, clap for journalists. So when I wait, chairman will agree. Daddy, you agree? Okay. Everybody for chairman. Sir? It's a hair. I don't know. So
Thank you very much. This is the major event that we are into now. The book launch, our book reviewer has already done a good job for us. Maybe I should have a couple. I have even launched before I get here. I have even launched before I get here.
when they were calling heads of radio stations, the governor invited us, and I was sitting. I saw the governor saw me. I was looking at myself, me, 21-year-old, head of station. Head of station. So, Daddy, thank you once again, sir. I just tell you, I go to studio, but on top one day, exactly, passionate. So, thank you very much. At this point in time, we'd like to invite for the book review, and I'm told that he's going to do this for 12 minutes. The book reviewer is Sunday Okutola, online editor of the Nation newspaper. He's here represented by distinguished Agzoba Ayotunde Okunowo. You are coming with your water, sir. Okay, sir. That is it.
Distinguished members of the high table, my father, good afternoon, sir. Serving and retired permanent secretary, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you so much. One of the celebrants. Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah. And then, Abuja is fine, sir. We thank God, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. And then the chairman of Ogun State Youth Council, highly recognized, and the author himself and the celebrant of today. May I humbly say that if you are less than the age of 40, kindly please rise on your feet. I want to give you something to do. Now, those who are under 40, don't mind the MC. The MC is 44 years old. I was at his 40th birthday at BTC Okelewo. Go and verify the facts, sir. So, please let us give the author a round of applause. It is not easy to write. It is not, you can have your seat. It is not easy to crystallize thoughts. It is not easy to sit down, think about something,
put them together, examine it, and say you want to go to the press. It's a very hard job. I'm an author myself, and so I know what I'm saying. I'm here to stand in for the book reviewer of today, who is unavoidably absent, and I'm going to speak through the presentation he has already made. In Ghana, there is a bird they call Chichi Dodo. Chichi Dodo is a Ghanaian bird. You can't find it in Nigeria, you can't find it anywhere. Chichi Dodo has a food that he so much likes, and that is maggots. But Chichi Dodo does not, and the only way you can get maggot is through human excreta. But Chichi Dodo does not like the excreta, but yet he likes the maggots. How can you then get the maggots if you don't like the excreta? So they call it the Ghanaian Chichi Dodo that loves the maggots but defies the excreta. Such is great life. If you want to build a great life, everybody wants to be great, but there are elements of greatness that many people don't want to imbibe, and some of those things are the limiting factors whereby we have a lot of people not truly achieving their true potentials. Life, they say, begins at 40. If that is true, one wonders what story to tell at 40. When I told somebody that I was coming here today to come and be the book reviewer of Dr. Tosin Adesile's book, it's like, what kind of book? I said, more or less like an autobiography. The person said, is that not too early? I said, no. There is never a time that doing a great task is early. At 40, he has more than one story to tell. He has tens and hundreds of stories to tell. These are stories of hardship, stories of difficulties, deprivations, and setback. Awolowo was sentenced to prison on the 11th of September 1963. When he was asked to come and make his allocutus. Allocutus is a statement, is your last statement that you make before the judge would now pronounce his judgment. Awolowo took his allocutus from a book by Lord Ujuwapo titled Fortitude. In the book, there was a man called Peter. Peter had experienced all sorts of misfortunes. Peter never knew there could be something that would come out of his life. Peter had already thought all was just at the end. And then in that book, when Peter was seated, a voice came to him saying, Peter, 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 blessed are the challenges, blessed are the endurance that demands courage. For in these things and by these things cometh the making of a man. Therefore, a man is not made until he has stories of vicissitudes and challenges of life. But all those stories will still come around to come and become stories of victories, stories of triumphs and breakthroughs. Indeed, this book that we are reviewing today is full of stories of resilience, stories of impact and transformation of lives through a boisterous soul. It is a recollection of events, circumstances, and experience, and people as well as philosophies that have shaped him in the last 40 years. Technically, there are 136 pages in this book, divided into 23 chapters, in breathing and conversational tone. When I first of all got this book, when a doctor writes, you all know of a man in Nigeria, they call it Patrick Obiagbon. When a doctor writes, you'll be expecting to read that Meniaka, Krinkun Krankom, Gagatwan Gaga, blah, 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 blah. But that is not so for this book. This book is so written in a very simple style, drawing readers into a life that one can easily say he has seen so much just in 40 years. A It covers the different aspects of the author's life, especially his roots, which I know from Diaba to Montessori, to Abeokuta Grammar School, to Unilag, and to become a PhD holder. It also covers his scholastic contributions, family and hobbies, among a few. It is even more than a memoir. It's simply a dive into an adventure of a young man raised in an average home in the rock city of Abeokuta, with many odds stacked against him. But despite these odds, Dr. Tosin Adesile recounts how stubborn refusal to give up keeps ushering him into higher grounds. Having written 4 biographies, Doctor, those biographies are about the reviewer. Okay. Having written 4 biographies, I know how difficult it is to recall events with precision, even though I don't agree entirely with that because it's just fault. The author displays amazing sharp memory to recount defining incidents such as his first botched attempt to launch a book. Tosin wanted to sue his mother. Yeah, it's in this book. The story is there. He wanted to launch a book, and the whole attempt became somehow that he got angry and decided to take some decisions. Despite his attempt to launch a book, he's foreign into broadcasting. He started broadcasting very, very early. I recall in those days, this program on OGTV, Tosin will appear, he will chant, he will do ewi, he will do this, he will do that. But life was preparing him. As well as different people who played unforgettable roles in his life journey. What makes the book particularly attractive is the author's style. He writes with so much ease and panache that easily draws one in. From the first sentence, one is enthralled by the conversational tone that makes it appear it is a direct dialogue with the author. Let me read from the preface. This is the writing of Dr. Tosin Adesile. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. That has been my story. Fortified with the grace of God, resilience and hard work. Where others received free passage, I experienced delays. Yet, as the journey progressed, I found myself ahead of many of them, purely by grace. One is enthralled by the conversational tone that makes it appear it is a direct dialogue with the author. The language is also simple and easy to follow, despite the fact that the book is written by a PhD holder. I think one of the hardest work of Professor Wole Soyinka is The Man Died. I read that book more than 10 to 15 times. I was reading, but I couldn't understand what I was reading. So in the literary work, in the literary society and the literary things that we do, we understand that some authors or writers prove somehow particularly difficult to understand. William Shakespeare is also another literary giant. If you are not careful, you will read the works of William Shakespeare, you will not understand what you are reading. But this book is not so. There is no doubt. Okay, Dr. Adesile writes more like a streetwise journalist than a boring academic seeking to force information into the throat of the readers. There is no doubt the author is very deliberate in the selection of stories. And one thing Tosin is actually good at is telling stories. He has this magnetic memory. Tosin can recount what happened even years that you cannot even recollect. Hardly is there any point he makes in the book without an intriguing story to portrays. This makes the book enjoyable and unputdownable. For instance, I was able to run through the book within a stretch of 6 hours, marked by brief stops. I told you it's just 136 pages. That's a plus in an age where reading is becoming increasingly a burden. With that approach, Dr. Adesile succeeds in marrying the newsroom experience with his status as a communication lecturer and a scholar. The book addresses his transition from a trained journalist to a trainer of journalists without disparaging either part, but carefully showing each as necessary formative step for the academic giant that he is becoming. Also interesting is how he evolves as a strict disciplinary lecturer to a mentor, more or less a father figure to hundreds of students who have passed through him over the years. I must confess indeed that the generation that is hard to mentor is this oncoming generation called the Gen Z. If you are very conversant with the news, there was a program about a certain LGI somehow, and I engaged a copper, and I was trying to ask questions from him. I see that the discipline that our father had is not the same discipline that we have, and it's not the same discipline that they are also having. It is a quick generation. They want things as fast as possible, whereas the elements that you have, that the values that will make you have those things, they don't want to imbibe them. Now, communication and journalism students will find the story very helpful in their career paths. They will learn how building relationships with intentional aspect can take one to the top. And indeed, in building relationship, I give Dr. Tosin 10 upon 10. They will learn that today's hungry learner is tomorrow's top performer. Communication teachers will also find how to be firm and impactful without losing humanity factor in their quest to instill discipline, especially to the Gen Z generation, more at home with friendship than firmness. In all, everyone will find something to take away from the book, because it is not just about a lecturer, scholar, or husband, but about a man shaped whose life has become a symbol of resilience and triumph. Again, I take you to page 7 of the book. Something caught my attention in page 7 of the book, and I wish to read it out for us to hear. The subtitle is "The Day Childhood Ended," page 7. My father fell ill in 1994. Within 4 years, he will recover and the illness will relapse, often in another dimension. We moved from hospital to hospital, prayer house to prayer house. We finally took him to the state hospital in Abeokuta, where I carried food to him every morning before school. On the day he finally gave up the ghost, he asked me to get him a bottle of 7-Up. I was happy, thinking he was getting better. It was June 12, 1998. Before I returned, he had taken his last breath. I came back only to find him lifeless. I cried. That day, childhood ended for me. You can imagine, childhood ended for him on the 12th of June 1998. But for a few typos which are not unexpected despite best efforts, this is where the job of a book reviewer is quite delicate. But for a few typos which are not unexpected despite the best efforts, the book easily qualifies as a classic of what God has made out of a man that is devoted and dedicated to doing his will at 40. I'm a member of
the Author Society with my 21-year-old MC. Yes, we belong to the same society. And what we do is that once in a month we bring manuscripts, we bring books, and we criticize them. But I tell you for a fact that there is nowhere in the world where there is a perfect literary work, not even among the best writers that you know. The Holy Bible. There is a particular passage in the Holy Bible, a verse, Isaiah 59:19. In Isaiah 59:19, it says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord will lift a standard against it. In KJV, you will find it like that. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord will raise a standard against it. But theologians argue that is not the original manuscript of the Bible. That the original manuscript is, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord will raise a standard against it. So the placement of a comma is giving that same particular verse different interpretations. There is no perfect scholarly work anywhere in the world. Indeed, at 40, life has not just begun for Dr. Tosin. It has started yielding dividends of impact, recognition, significance, and unimaginable parts of greatness. And before I conclude, that again will take me to the concluding verse of a book titled Prometheus Unbound, written by P.B. Shelley in 1840. It says, to suffer woes when hope thinks infinite, to forgive wrongs darker than death or night, to defy powers which seems omnipotent, to love and bear, to hope till hope creates, from his own wreck the thing it contemplates, neither to falter, to change, nor to repent, but this, like thy glory titan, is to be great and joyous, beautiful and free. Congratulations to the author.
Myself and a group of friends, I'll be launching with 10 copies of this book.
10 copies for 5 million.
Well, sorry that I had to interrupt because of Father Boy, before he left, he said he's also one of the co-launchers, and then he has picked 50 copies. 50 copies. And also the co-launcher, Dr. Adesile, asked me, how much is the launch price? Today's price is different from tomorrow's price. So today's price, the launch price is 20K. So he's picking 10 copies. Thank you very much. And also, the HOS has also picked his own copy. And he has paid. In fact, I can tell you that before this launching now, 70% of this book has already been bought. So the 30% will just go within the people that are here now. And I want to say thank you. So.
Yeah, thank you very much. So because the 70% of the book is already bought, so
I like that. You want to buy 2%.
So yeah, I'll be buying just one copy.
1%.
Just one copy for the period. So I'll be launching one copy with the full amount of what Doctor said. Thank you very much.
0.2 million naira.
Thank you very much. Let's call Mr. Samuel Orija. Please put hands together for him as he comes forward to join us. Yes.
Of Nigeria. So we'll be taking 5 copies of this book. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 5 copies. I'm not taking over your job, but I think we need to invite the bursary committee Mr. Yinka Ajibade. So the bursary committee, so they will tell us the story about the bursary. We'll have the presentation and then we can move on. So thank you very much.
John is the brain behind it today. If you want to do anything there, they have to reach out to him. Without him, I don't think anything is going to go further there. So we tell is anyone from Ogun State. So we don't have to come from a particular local government. So we make it all rounder, any of the local governments in Ogun State. Then we pick Trinity University, which is in Lagos here, University of Lagos, School of Festus and Nations Pride, which is alma mater. So from BSc, Masters and PhD. And I'm sure it's coming to the school very soon, by God's grace. So we also pick now, which is our National Open University, the all-rounder, the all nationwide boy. Then we pick Crawford University in Ogun State, Abeokuta here too. And we pick Elizabeth University, which is previous school that he taught. So which is roughly 5 to 6 universities. So we talk about the fact that we need scholars and we need students who are fully focused academically, but they have challenges when it comes to financial aspects. So we have, like he himself is one of the students also who has passed through this route. And now, thank God that he's celebrating 40. Congratulations, sir. So we look at students, okay, they are doing well in school, but one way or the other, they have financial issues. Or when you talk about financial issues, it not necessarily mean that you can't afford to eat, also buy school materials. What we just need is that, how can we relieve you the fact that it won't affect your educational purposes in school? And we're looking at it that, okay, University of Lagos, other schools, there's what they call net fund, right? Net fund is from the federal government. So how feasible is you getting the net fund and the timeline of you paying your tuition fee, right? Because during the interview we had with the candidates, we have a couple of them that they couldn't pay their tuition fee because of the fact that the constraints that attached to the net fund, which is from federal government, right? It gave them that discouragement for applying for loans or any scholarship or bursary for schools. So we look at that, and so far so good. University of Lagos, there's what they call they can pay instrumentally for their tuition fee, right? So we pick students who have paid half just to do their first semester exam. So we are going to pay the rest, the balance for their tuition fee. So that from Federal University of Technology in Akure, Futa. So he's absent because of the exam, so he has his mom here. So we'd like to call the chairman. So sorry to disturb you, sir. For presentation here now.
From the University of Lagos. Yes, she's receiving Oladele Abdurrahman Olarojo from the University of Lagos. bóyá fèrè.
Our dear Egbon, the PS of the PS, the top civil servant in Ogun State, I appreciate you, I respect you. I've known you way back in 1981 when I came into Ogun State. I want to say I'm proud to be an indigene of Egba. I thought I was to be born in Egba, but I was born in Iragbiji. But I came into Abeokuta in 1981. I can proudly say that the past 45 years of my stay in Abeokuta have been fully integrated and adopted by the people of Egba. That's why I've come to stay. Even in my retirement, I refuse to go back to my original state, Osun. Tosin, I don't know what to say about Tosin. But I'm proud that today is being celebrated. He is a friend to my son, and I cannot explain how they came together. But one thing I'm happy about is that I was opportune to produce a documentary on Abeokuta Grammar School in 1986. I had the opportunity of talking to great absorbers, dead and still alive, including the Oyewoles, all the Kutis, except Professor Ransom Kuti. Professor Olitoye Kuti was the only one I was not able to talk to. And given that experience, I said, by the grace of God, my children will go to that school. And all my children, 4 of them, attended Dr. Grammar School, and I have no regret. I'm proud of that school. It's a school that has produced giants in all fields of life. I don't know what Tosin will say I've done for him. I don't know, but I've not done anything for him. I was just being myself. And so many people who attribute their success in life to me one way or the other, including Dare. Tosin, I want to appreciate you for being a humanist. You are not a philanthropist, you are a humanist. And you are somebody who is resilient. I pray God that your life will remain purposeful, and by the grace of God you shall be fulfilled. You've just started. It's just the beginning. 40 is just the but you have taken that giant stride of leaving behind you enduring legacy. You are taking the path of golden footprint, and the good Lord will continue to sustain you and strengthen you at getting to that dreamland you have for yourself. I am proud of you. I'm proud of today, and I'm happy that I'm alive to witness this great day. I want to particularly commend the Ogun State government. I was so impressed when people were being mentioned. The Commissioner for Education, the head of service, who is my very good friend, my brother, and the top-ranking civil servants who are here today. It speaks volume of what Ogun State government means in the area of human power development, and of course particularly in the area of education. And that's why I want to appreciate the recent policy of the state government at promoting reading education by adopting reading as a core subject in all schools. I'm not here to launch the book, but I have a project. I've been donating books to libraries, school libraries. By the grace of God, I will adopt copies of this publication
which I want to distribute to some schools within Ogun State and out of Ogun State, because people have a lot to learn from you. I praise God for today. I'm happy for you, and I want to thank sincerely our fathers at the high table, and once again to commend our mother. I know it's been tough since the 90s when you have been weathering the storm. You remain focused and dogged, and God has rewarded you. It's just the beginning. So bàbá yín bàbá wa ẹ̀yin ìyá wa ẹ ṣé adúpẹ́ àdúrà wa pẹ̀lú gbogbo yín ẹ pẹ́ fún wa o. Tosin, congratulations. I'm proud of you. Dare, I'm proud of you. To the recipient of the bursary awards, please make today a watershed in your life. The good Lord will take you to greater heights of your career. Congratulations. I praise God for you, Tosin. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations.